Hello and welcome to Non-Stop Wrestling Chat. Guys, I thought I would do something a little bit different and do a little live stream today while I've got a little bit more time instead of from doing a recording. I did try to do a live stream about 5 minutes ago and for some reason it cut off. But here we are. We're back. We're doing what we're doing. So today I want to talk about AEW on Double or Nothing. Talk about the fact that AEW is pretty much dead now and it's a shell of its former self. It's pretty much WCW 2000 and yeah, it's terrible. So we're going to talk about that. Let me fix this camera. Seems I'm poor off centre. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about death threats that I got from sharing two things, which was hilarious. And then we're also going to talk about WWE, King and Queen of the Ring, predictions, that kind of stuff. The fact that WWE's ticket prices are extortionate for Glasgow for where it is. So we'll talk about that. Let me get into today's show. So WWE, we'll start with that first. IC Championship, King and Queen of the Ring. A terrible name for a pay-per-view because you need to say King and Queen of the Ring. You just King of the Ring just was easy, but whatever. Sami Zayn, Gable, and Reed. Zayn's going to retain here. Valkyrie, Jax, or Belair for the Queen of the Ring. I think it'll be Belair in the final as well. If it's Jax, it doesn't matter. I think Valkyrie's going to get the win. King of the Ring, Gunther versus Orton or Tonga. I think Orton will be in there in the final and Gunther gets the win because Orton versus Gunther will be a fantastic match. Then we've got Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan. I think when we're looking at that match, we're going to be looking at Liv Morgan getting the win. I'd really like to see Liv Morgan get the win and goes on to kind of does a little thing with Rhea Ripley when she comes back, and it's an easy move with the belt and stuff like that. Main event, Rhodes versus Paul. Rhodes is going to get the win, and it's just an easy road to the next couple of pay-per-views before a SummerSlam and stuff like that coming up. Now, while we're also kind of on the topic of WWE, now, but 100%, I think Valkyrie's going to get the win there. She put on a fantastic match in Raw, and I think she's the only one kind of the best way to go. But moving on, keeping with WWE, talking about the Glasgow show. So that's the 5-minute walk from where they are having the show at the Hydro in Glasgow, and ticket prices are $330, $430 for the pay-per-view, which it was up higher. It's went down a little bit. There was seen tickets at £700, £800, £900. There was ones that I was first in the queue for SmackDown that were going for £500, £600. Now SmackDown's down to $160. Like I'm saying, there's 4 of us, so me, my partner, and my 2 kids, for us to go when we were looking at doing both nights. So we're talking maybe 3,000-4,000. It was cheaper for me to go to a WrestleMania, me, my partner, or me, my partner, and my kids to go on holiday for 2 weeks, and what it is for me to take a 5-minute walk. It's literally that way, 5-minute walk to go watch WWE. I think it's silly, the pricing of it. I don't see there being a point to it being that high. Don't know if it's maybe what they're doing at the Hydro. Then you've seen a lot of people saying that there's not enough Scottish people to fill a stadium like that. There is plenty of Scottish people, and there's loads of people in Scotland that love wrestling. But historically, we love wrestling, and I don't think the pricing is correct for this at all. It's cheaper for me and my partner to go to Cardiff, stay overnight, getting flights down, getting the train into Cardiff, going back to, I think it was Bristol we're going to have to stay in, and then flying back, than what it is for me to go to the show 2 minutes from my house, which I think is insane. I'll see how tickets go. At the minute, I'm not spending that kind of money on something that I'm going to be able to watch on TV anyway. I know I'm going to be kicking myself when I get to that point because of how fun and good WWE shows have been recently, but I also can't justify spending a couple of £1,000 just to go to a WWE show when, like I says, that's going holiday for a couple of weeks. I'd rather take my kids somewhere on holiday or take them somewhere better than 5 minutes down the road when we can go to that place anytime. Do you know what I mean? It's a pain that way with the prices, but that is what the WWE pricing thing has became. Now, WWE after WrestleMania kind of took a little bit of a downfall. It didn't seem that it's like they're off season, isn't it? It always is, and I see a lot of people, AEW fans especially, being like, "Oh, this is what's happening," and they're failing and whatever. Right? They're doing perfectly fine. WWE's doing fine. They're going to keep moving on the way they are, and then they'll build up to SummerSlam, which of course they're going to do. Survivor Series, Rumble, back into a Mania. That's how it works. These little pay-per-views in between are just to tick the boxes, and that's the way it's always been. I don't know why they're acting like it's a shock at the minute, but anyway, guys. Let's move to AEW. And first of all, let me just say, death threats coming from the AEW marks, right? I wrestled myself for over 10 years. I've travelled the world wrestling. I love it. And recently, I was really watching AEW because I was watching WWE, AEW, trying to get back into things. And it's put me off watching wrestling completely. It is insanely stupid. It's terrible as well. I mean, we watched Paige and Tony Storm, the tag match that they had just there. And I'll be honest with you, I can't remember the name of the two other ladies that were in the match, right? But it was terrible. It looked terrible. It was sloppy. It was boring. There was a "This is awesome" chant that was just insanely out of place. Now, during this same show, we had Daniel Bryan then was getting beat down. Darby Allin comes out and has a flamethrower, which was stupid. And then also in that show, we had the blood falling through the sky, which was stupid as well. Now, I shared a couple of things on X, Cross, Twitter, whatever it's called now, and I stated that it wasn't for me anymore. I don't enjoy AEW. I feel it's shit. And when it first started, I remember the little press conference where it was Sunny and it was there, Cody Rhodes and Tony Khan saying that they're going to do this sports-based wrestling. Wrestling wins and losses matter. This is going to be different and different to the mainstream, to that entertainment pish that WWE has. And look at it, a flamethrower, blood falling through the sky, all this supernatural shit. I thought we weren't going to do this weird entertainment stuff, but now that's all we seem to be getting, just this weird entertainment stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's like you've got Will Ospreay cutting a fantastic promo about like bleeding for this and all this stuff. It was interesting, it was fun. He's sitting first class every week to go to an AEW show. I mean, it's you're not struggling to get. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't act like you're doing something that's out of the ordinary for other people. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people travel like that as well for work. It's no I don't know. I'm tired of the minute you post something. I mean, like I said, I got death threats. I actually got told that they were going to find me and they were going to do something bad to my kids because what I shared. Do you know what I mean? It's and just if these people are listening to this, right? If you're so big to sit and message somebody, just can come and see me. It's no. Everybody knows where I work. Everybody knows where my office and where I'm at, right? So come and see me, and then we can talk about it face to face, instead of from sitting on a keyboard and saying you're going to do something silly. That is beyond a joke. It's professional wrestling, and some people haven't even. I can go into a bigger rant than what I'm going to go, right? But I have lost a lot from doing wrestling. I wrestled at a time where my life it was good, became shit, really shit. I left, I broke my neck, I done a load of stuff. These people need to realise that words can affect people, right? This right now, because of the job that I do, I've been going through some stuff, and this didn't help the stuff that I was going through anyway. But it's a joke. It's a effing joke. You shouldn't be sending death threats because somebody doesn't like the company that you like. And let's just play our cards on the table, right? It's fucking shit. AEW's pish. It's Tony Khan's toy box. It's a box full of toys that he likes to play with. And that's why he's got flamethrowers and that's why he's got blood falling for the skies. It's reminiscent of WCW 2000. It's reminiscent of WWE during COVID 2019, 2018 when they done the pish and all. When, oh, I just received a text from Tony Khan. Who cares? It's a shit show. The whole thing is pish. The wrestling on it's pish. there's got good guys on it, guys that are putting on good matches, but the whole thing is a joke from top to bottom. And the fact that somebody feels that they can come to me and give me a death threat about, well, multiple death threats about sharing something and saying this isn't sports-based wrestling. It's stating a fact. It's not sports-based wrestling anymore. It is a joke of a company. Nobody watches it. Nobody cares about it. I saw tweets and from the certain person, somebody that I worked with came and asked me about questions about it. Nobody came and asked you questions about it. I probably guarantee you don't even work by looking at your profile picture. You're just some out of shape, fat cunt. And I'm not going to go in a big bad mood rant that I feel that could happen. But AEW's pitch, cards on the table. It is utter terrible to watch at the minute. If WWE was doing the same shit with flamethrowers and all that, same when they done the Drew McIntyre sword fucking thing, which was pointless. If they were doing the same thing, everybody would be onto them saying they shouldn't be doing it. But guess what? Because it's AEW, we let it slide. And it's just the same pish. AEW is terrible. There's some good matches on it, but it is boring. Nobody's interested in it. We had a lot of eyes in wrestling after WrestleMania. A lot of eyes still in WWE. Kids at my kids' school are sitting talking about WWE, asking about things, asking about The Rock and the can I get a WWE network and all this kind of stuff. They're all interested in wrestling at the minute, but they're not interested in AEW. They don't care about it, and they're not interested in it. AEW has got their show. It's cheaper for me to go to the Wembley show for AEW. I don't want to go to it. I honestly don't care. If your fans want to sit and do that shit, you can fuck off. It makes me think even less of your promotion. And you know what? I'm a wrestling fan. I watch everything. Last week I was watching 1PW. This morning I was watching old Nitros. I watch ECW. I watch everything. I watch wrestling on YouTube from the 80s, the 70s, the Von Erichs. I love professional wrestling, and it's just a sick taste in my mouth. And this is the same thing that these silly people have been doing for years, and it's just they feel that they have the oversight in wrestling. Do you know? There is no need for it. I mean, it's the same people that will be just no need for it. Wrestling shouldn't be this. It's always going to be this side or this side. Do you know what I mean? I grew up in Glasgow, Celtic and Rangers. People that I knew have been stabbed and killed for supporting one team over the other. So let's stop acting like AEW and WWE is a sectarian mess, which Glasgow was for a long period of time when I was growing up. What is the problem is these neck-bared fat people think they can get away with everything. And I'm sick and tired of it. You can't sit and send death threats to people, guys. You can't sit and say because somebody enjoys WWE, they're not a real wrestling fan. Because somebody enjoys AEW, they're not a real wrestling fan. It doesn't make sense. If you like it, you like it. But don't come and start spreading your shit here. And I'm sick of it. Do you know this card that's coming up right for this weekend is shit? I mean, it'll be a good pay-per-view. They'll put on good matches, but you can see the same matches every Wednesday anyway, so it doesn't matter if it's a pay-per-view or if it's no. They're putting on pay-per-view matches randomly during the week. And we bullshitted WCW for doing the exact same thing with people like Hogan and Goldberg. You know, I'm not saying anybody in AEW is there famous, because they're no. I'm also not saying that these guys should be doing anything. Sports-based wrestling, that's what it's known. Let's talk about the pay-per-view, because I'm going to go off a minute and I'm on medication. So here's the AEW pay-per-view. The International Championship, Strong versus Ospreay. Will be a good match, is what it is. Women's Championship, Tony versus Deep. I don't really care about this. All that black and white character pish is utter shit, and I'm not interested in it at all. The barbed wire cage TNT Championship match, Copeland versus Black. This is going to be a good match. It'll be fun. Yes, definitely. It'll be fun. But this match has been booked as if these guys have had some sort of like running issue with each other, which they haven't. They've not had any issue at all. IWGP Eliminator match, Moxley versus Takeshita. Britta versus Cassidy. FTW Championship, Jericho versus Hook versus Shibata. Trios title, the Bang Bang, FU Bang Gang, whatever they're called, versus Death Triangle. TBS title, Nightingale versus Monet, which I'm not that interested in. Willow Nightingale's doing good stuff. Probably should be going to somewhere like WWE to be able to run and get better, but probably going to lose the belt to Monet here, which fans are just getting behind her. You're going to drop the belt. It's flip-flop, you know what I mean? The Elite versus Team AEW. Don't get me started in this match. I'm not interested in it unless there's a flamethrower in it, which apparently is now part of wrestling. And then we've got Swerve versus Christian for the world title. Swerve should retain here unless they want to make a complete balls of it. But guys, overall, AEW isn't for me. It really isn't. I'll tune in. I'll watch matches every now and again, but it's no doing it for me, and I'm struggling to get behind it. And it's as simple as that. See when you sit and you get like silly death threats and that kind of stuff, right, for posting stuff. Which 2 times I've shared something about AEW and kind of talking shit about it, and then people have sent you a death threat, which is weird because you don't even know me as a person to send me that. And if you did know me, and if you work with me, I might be able to get you away with it. But it's just a joke. It is silly. It is mental, and that whole Twitter kind of atmosphere at the minute for wrestling community is just super toxic. And I've always said for years that this AEW thing is just a Tony Khan toy box. Like, it's his toys in there, and it's just getting more and more and more like that. Do you know what? As a kid, right, I always remember having my wrestlers out on my floor. I had a ring, and then I was doing all the kind of acting like we were backstage, and there was a monster truck, and there was, because the way the Attitude Era was, anything was happening. I feel that's the way this show in AEW was booked, just with shit of wrestling, because they weren't that good. And that's what it is, guys. I'm done with the wrestling community on Twitter. I really don't give a shit what you have to say. You can't be looking at AEW right now and saying it's good. It's no. It isn't. And I want them to get better. Why do we know doing this sport? I thought we were going back to the sports-based wrestling. Like, I thought we were going back to sports-based wrestling. And then now we're not going back to sports-based wrestling where wins and losses matter because somebody's walked out with a flamethrower and then blood's fell for this guy. But how can wins and losses matter if you've got a flamethrower? Like, would that be a penalty? I don't know. I don't know. It's just a joke. It's silly, and I can't be bothered with it. Like I say, getting death threats, getting told that somebody's got to do stuff to your kids because you share something about AEW and say that it's shit. I'm calling it out in my opinion. I've watched wrestling for 30 years now. I kind of know what's happening. I watched wrestling for 30 years. I wrestled for, 12 of those 30 years? And I've done this YouTube channel for 3 of them, I think. 3 or 2. It's just silly. But anyway, guys, let me know how you enjoy this live stream. Do you want me to do these live streams more? Because I can do these live streams a lot more than I can doing an edit and putting up a video. And I was going to leave those videos more for like topical videos. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I'm just want to jump on and have a rant about wrestling and talk about stuff, I feel like I could do these live streams and I can clip them a little bit better than what I can if I was to do like a whole recording thing. Like, I could do this live stream a little bit, but I could definitely get an hour or so live stream, 20 minutes, 25 minutes live streaming every single week. No problem. So let me know what you think about it. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and that beautiful notification bell. I'm glad this time I didn't get cut off with a random phone call coming through. But yeah, guys, don't be a cunt. Don't put death threats out against people for no liking wrestling that you like. You know, if people don't like the wrestling I like, that's good for you. I mean, it's my thing. I like it. You don't like it. You don't need to like it. It's your opinion. It's no. I feel there was such a good community of wrestling creators during COVID, and we've all ended up doing our own thing, like obviously getting jobs, kids, family, everything's just went all over the place. And now that community's away, and it's just fully, it's not even creators, it's just the Twitter accounts just berating you. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I get hate. I mean, the job I've got, yeah, pretty much putting my life on the risk every day until I leave it. But that's the position that I'm in at the minute. I'm just sick of Twitter at the minute. I really am. It's a pure cesspool of society, isn't it? It's just the wrestling community on it is a joke as well. But what if that's a kid, a teenager going on that for the first time and seeing just, you need to like this, you need to like that. Do you mean people sitting talking about silly wrestling matches from like the 70s and stuff, and this Japanese match that you had to watch to understand what this guy's doing here? I don't need to watch nothing. I just tell me what's happening. It's as simple as that. But anyway, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you here because I'm going to end up getting a bit more money and say something silly. But anyway, I'll let you go. Let me know if you want me to do these live streams more. I might actually do it because I'm enjoying doing this. I can just talk to you, and then we can make further videos and stuff like that as well. But anyway, I'll let you go. See you later.